Well, hello, everyone. It's always interesting to go after Jonathan because he's such an eloquent speaker, and thank you, Jonathan, for setting the stage. And thank you all for coming. I just want to mention all the pictures that you've seen as you were coming in are actually images of our farm. And Nancy Hansen, who's one of our farmers, who's up there, somebody's pointing at her, is the photographer for the campus farm as well. So she's just wonderful. So I'm delighted to welcome you to our celebration that we're calling Sustainable Hampshire, Food and Farm for the Future, where you'll learn about our sustainability initiative and the healthy food transition, which is a part of our sustainability initiative. The sustainability initiative is in part funded by Gary Hirschberg's $1 million very generous gift that's helping us to imagine these four transitions that we'll be going through. These four transitions in the sustainability function within the overall Hampshire culture of entrepreneurship, creativity, and social justice. Today, I would like to give you a very quick overview of the transitions with a focus on healthy food and how our creative curriculum is linked to it. We have defined these four transitions in sustainability as the healthy food transition, sustainable operations, creative curriculum, and a cultural transition. We have a new website and a new flyer that also detail all of this in much, much greater detail. So I'm just touching the surface today, and I know I'll miss a whole lot. So I'm sorry to those of you I forget. So the healthy food transition is the focus of today, and I'm really excited to learn from our panelists who are experts and who are from our community, and also from you, who can help us think about ways to transform our food system at Hampshire College and beyond. Our sustainable operations transition aims to reduce our environmental footprint in line with what Jonathan is talking about, and we're going to do this through renovation of existing buildings, many of which need to be renovated anyway. An example is the renovation of the Crown Center and the creation of new ones, such as our Portal project that many of you are participating in. The creative curriculum transition provides time and resources for curricular innovation for our faculty, our students, and our staff. Across the schools in the college, President Lash has recently allocated $75,000 to our faculty to use to create courses, attend conferences, conduct research, and establish collaborations on sustainability. And we want the faculty to define sustainability so that the work will be driven by innovation and creativity. And finally, our cultural transition, which is inspired by our curriculum, our place, and our community. And it aims to change lives by living the change that we envision. So today, we're starting with a healthy food transition. This is our official launch, and welcome. But what is our mission? And so I want to read what we have defined as our mission, which may change with your help and input. So our goal is to change the enterprise of producing, preparing, consuming, and managing food on campus, using food as a means to teach students, communicate values, experiment with new models of food systems that solve problems, influence our peers, and serve our community. So I'm sure all of you are aware that we have a farm here at Hampshire College, right? So our current farm is built on the foundation of an excellent program. And what can only be seen as a visionary move, the second president of Hampshire College, Chuck Longsworth, who is joining us today, acquired the farmland surrounding the college. And I would just like to personally thank him and the folks who thought that was a good idea. So thank you. However, I don't think most people know how large a scale of an operation we actually have, and that it really is the best liberal arts college farm in the country. We have 15 acres in crops. We have about 60 acres in hay and pasture, and we have an additional 50 acres of prime farmland that we're currently leasing to a local farmer that we can use for our own production in the future. Our farm is operated by Nancy Hansen, our photographer as well, and Leslie Cox, both of whom are excellent farmers and educators, and that's the key here. We're running a farm, but that farm also is linked very deeply with education. In terms of what we're growing and what we have a vegetable CSA that feeds over 800 people, with 10% of that going to the dining halls, 45% going to students living in mods or off campus, where they're learning a great deal about how to cook kohlrabi, and 45% to staff, faculty, and community members within the 5 college community. We also have a very popular meat CSA and egg CSA, as well as value-added products such as honey and maple syrup, and we're working on adding cheese and yogurt to our dairy production. And those of you who are at the Farm Festival, there was some cheese and yogurt there from our own cows, which was really delicious. We need to make more of that, I think. So turning to curriculum, there have been many courses and student divisional theses, research projects, and other types of curricular aspects on the farm over the years, with modest to major components on farm. They have addressed broad areas, including public health, nutrition, art history, and ecological agriculture. Last summer, we offered the first Food, Farm, and Sustainability Institute, which was a 6-week, 8-credit equivalent, since we don't really give credits, residential course, which attracted students from all over the country and not just Hampshire College students. Actually, we were able to grant credit for that for students outside of Hampshire, so that was a big draw. Students in the program spent the morning on the farm weeding, milking cows, doing all sorts of things that Nancy and Leslie had them to do. And then in the afternoon, they spent it with faculty members. There were 4 faculty who served in the program. And then we had a lot of additional guest speakers, field trips, and events. And we'll be offering this again next summer. So sign up if you'd like to come. So many of our students have had the opportunity to learn about agriculture locally by working on our farm, taking courses, or doing independent work. Many have also had the vision to bring their background to address other areas of interest and to ask many different kinds of questions, including ones on an international scale. I would like to highlight a few of the student projects that capture our vision for the future. Now, of course, these were embarked on prior to our current initiative, but I think it really illustrates the excellent foundation we have to build upon here at Hampshire College. One student decided to look at industrial agriculture in Spanish Lookout, Belize, which is a Mennonite community of about 1,500 people. Another student looked at agriculture, the state, and the NGO in Egypt, while another student followed the path of the Dharma farmer, seeking a sustainable spirituality, illustrating the broad depth of what our students and our faculty look at here at Hampshire, especially with regard to the farm. The Lemelson Center, which focuses on applied design, has supported many student projects related to food and agriculture over the past 10 years. One student looked at using waste cooking oil to fuel oil diesel conversion kits. That later became the Grease Car Company. Another student built a biodiesel farm tractor, and that was then exhibited at the Smithsonian Museum of Natural History. And then those of you who had lunch today at the Night Truck, that was also a project of the Lemelson Center, Division II project, and is just this wonderful place to get food now. There are other projects that have related to season extension and regional resilience. Those projects include a design and construction of cold winter frames, something farmers will need to look toward more in the future. Also, another student looked at exploring methods of winter vegetable storage. All of these we can use to build upon our future. Finally, this fall, there are courses that are already linking into our food transition. In the course Agriculture, Ecology, and Society, students are working with Brian Schultz and me to collect soil samples across all of our agricultural fields, and we have a lot. We have at least over 100 acres. And we'll provide an analysis of the soil fertility on our lands as part of that class. And I believe right now, as everybody's sitting in this auditorium, art students are constructing an arch made of hay bales as part of a course called Art in the Esozoic Era. And so I encourage people to go and look at that a little bit later. It's near the Red Barn. In addition to courses, we have a number of student groups related to food and agriculture. And these include, but are not limited to, the Community Garden, the Growing Farmers Collective, New Leaf, the Greenwich Forest Garden, the Enfield Solar Greenhouse, which currently houses an aquaculture project that's growing fish, and the Local Foods Initiative. So we are really excited about the future of food at Hampshire College, and we're looking forward to working with our partners to advance food and agricultural resilience in New England, while also fostering a global perspective. Please join me in welcoming Howard Ween and our panelists for our discussion on Sustainable Hampshire Food and Farm for the Future.
Thank you, Beth.